Welcome everybody back to What's Up TV. It's your boy Ace back in the building, and I'm going to get straight into it, guys, because we got to stay on this topic of the migrants. Today, guys, we're going to jump straight into it, and we're going to move over to Chicago because we definitely have a crisis on our hands. Let's just run it and take a look into Chicago. Welcome everybody. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Let's take a look into the migrant situation happening in Denver right now. Holy things that make you go, what?
Denver is dipping into its savings to help pay for its response to the migrant crisis. The city finance committee approved moving $25 million from multiple funds for this cause. Mayor Mike Johnston projecting Denver's response to the migrant crisis will cost around $180 million in 2024, and recently asked city departments to look at their budgets to see if they could make any cuts. Right now, Denver is sheltering about 4,400 migrants and says that they're spending about $90 per person per night. Denver's also shelling out an average of $300 per ticket to send migrants to their final destination. While moving the money now is helpful, officials say it's only a temporary solution and it does not cover all expenses.
We do have our staffing models in place in shelter. They don't have the capacity to do the type of intensive case management we feel is most needed for this population. It also does not include some of that funding needed for housing supports beyond shelter.
I believe that this particular action that we're taking in front of you will get us through the majority of, we hope, through Q1. To be honest with you, there's a strong possibility I may be right back in front of you in a couple of weeks as we begin to evaluate, obviously, the census.
What? Things that make you go, what? There it goes, guys. Right in front of your face. You see it. Denver is now moving and allocating $25 million, a part of their budget, to address the migrant situation, right? The migrant situation across the country is on the rise. You see New York talking about it's pretty much 200 million, Chicago, 150 million. Denver is projecting $180 million in 2024 is needed to address the migrant situation. Remember when I told y'all not paying attention now, but it will impact this year's election and it will impact your tax dollars when it's time to on a couple of topics, when it's time to look for jobs. Right now, jobs is at an all-time high, which is a great thing. You know, I'm hoping that there's more jobs that could go around to help support some of these migrants. But right now, jobs are at an all-time high, right? And we're spending a lot of money housing these migrants. People are starting to realize, people who are on public assistance are starting to realize, hey, I'm going to start having to compete with the everyday migrant that is coming in to America. In Denver, we have a population of 700,000. There's only 700,000 people in Denver, guys. Again, 700,000. Denver is seeing 40,000 people in the last year are migrants. That is almost what? That's almost 10%. That I mean, not 10%, but that's a huge percent of the people. If you have a population of 700,000 and you're getting 40,000 people in 1 year, I mean, that's a huge influx. That's definitely gonna have an effect on the housing situation, school situation. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do something here. Definitely gonna have an impact on healthcare with the hospital situation, right? we're going to see all these multiple effects happening. We're seeing schools in Denver and across the country being used to house immigrants all over. And the crisis is definitely going to affect Americans when they start seeing after school programs being cut, senior citizen programs being cut. And you're seeing it in New York, you're seeing it in Chicago, and now you're seeing it in as small as places in Denver. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's run it, y'all.
$180 million. That is more than the entire budget for the Department of Parks and Recreation, more than the entire budget for the city's housing and homelessness efforts, all combined. And the news comes as the influx of migrants grows. Tonight, more than 4,800 migrants are being temporarily housed by the city of Denver. More than 37,000 have been transported here in the last year. The city's already paid $38 million to respond to the crisis. And if things don't change, 2024's bill will be a behemoth.
In New York, they're seeking legal remedies. We know they're going after the bus companies that are bringing migrants to town. Are there any similar legal remedies for the city of Denver versus, say, the governor of Texas?
We're not pursuing legal action to sue them, or we're trying to figure out how to work together. You know, I've reached out to the governor of Texas to say, we understand that you don't think Texas can manage all this inflow on your own. We agree, Denver can't handle it all on our own. Let's partner together on how to manage the system in the same way we have for other asylum seekers. So we're looking at how to solve the problem, not how to pick a bigger fight.
And here's the thing.
Now, here's the thing. You're going to see something in common with the top cities that's taking in these migrants, which right now is New York, Chicago, Denver, Boston. All four cities have something in common. I'm gonna let you guys dig a little deeper and see what they have in common. You tell me. Drop the answer in the comment section if you could tell me what all four cities have in common. New York, Chicago, Denver, Boston. You let me know. You let me know. Let's run it.
The mayor says without the help of neighboring cities, budget cuts in Denver might have to go even deeper if the crisis worsens, and it's not letting up. 7 more buses of migrants arrived in Denver over this weekend alone.
This is a dilemma.
Just
Sheesh. All right, guys.
hours after Mayor Mike Johnson.
So the mayor is asking for neighboring cities of Colorado to help out in this crisis, because the city is being overwhelmed because 40,000 people have migrated to the city of Denver in the last year. So they're asking for cities in neighboring areas around Denver to help out in the crisis and take on some of these people. That has probably motivated some of the migrants to further explore other opportunities outside of Denver. Let's take a look at one of the migrant situations and cities near to Denver, Carbondale, where 125 migrants landed over there. And let's see their experience. Because, guys, if Denver has 700,000 people, the homes are probably accounted for, right? If 40,000 people come, there's probably not enough support to support them. So these immigrants are now extending themselves and leaving the Denver community, and they're landing in places like Carbondale, which only has 7,000 people in it. Carbondale only has 7. So if let's say 1,000 people are showing up, or a couple hundred, if 700 people show up, that's 10%. 100, 100 people showing up, that's going to be a noticeable, especially when these people are mainly staying on the streets, because Carbondale doesn't have like a rec center where people, or a shelter where people can come in. So it's going to be noticeable if 100 people just come in and just start staying on the streets. Let's run it. Tell me your thoughts. Like, subscribe. What?
We don't want to become a destination for more people. We can't take more people than we have now. We're really over what we can handle.
Ben Bonefall is the mayor of Carbondale. Last week, he asked the state for more than $200,000 to help house and feed the migrants. He wants to help, but knows his town doesn't have the resources for all these people.
It's below 10 degrees at night most nights, and it will be for the next few months. So, yeah, if people sleep outside in those conditions, they might not make it.
And another thing, I gotta holler at Greg Abbott, man, down in Texas, man. What's up, man? What's going on with you putting people on planes and buses to the coldest parts of the country during the winter? I mean, I gotta do my research, man. I got family down in Florida. I got cousins and friends down in Miami. I need to see if the crisis is happening down there. Do they have tents in the middle of Orlando and Miami? Do they have tents set up on South Beach? You gotta let me know. You let me know. Do they have tents on South Beach? Because I'm letting you know, I'm probably gonna go down to South Beach in the spring, and if there's tents there, man, you just let me know. Because the governor of Texas is dropping migrants, thousands of migrants, where it's cold. These people are coming from Venezuela. They've never seen snow in their life. And here they are now being dropped off in Denver, dropped off in New York, dropped off in Chicago, Ohio, Boston, in the middle of the winter to figure it out. I mean, look at this mountain. If you've never seen snow, just look at the mountain, man. If you, come on, just run it, man. This is sad. We got to help out the migrants, man, or we got to just bring more attention to this situation, because it's sad that these people are coming and seeking refuge and opportunity, and they are going to get that opportunity, but the process of which we're making it, maybe we got to stop things at the border. I'm not saying things have to be done once they're in these states which they're being dispersed in, but things should be done at the border, so things could be done in an orderly manner, and we could go about this in the right way. Let's run it, guys.
An emergency shelter opened up to house 60 people at a time inside a building with extra space. The rest sleep outside in the parking lot and try and stay warm.
We don't want people to see these stories and think, oh, Carbondale's the place to go. They're really welcoming. We are absolutely not equipped to take more people.
Carbondale calls itself a small town with a big heart, but not even that mindset can help everyone who's come here.
Ya la vida es más buena que Venezuela. Mil veces.
In places like Aspen or Glenwood Springs, right near Carbondale, there are small homeless shelters, but even those with just the normal homeless population are overrun and often have wait lists. The shelter...
Yeah, they come to Aspen. Yeah, let them come to Aspen. Let them come to where the rich folks vacation at and people go chill. Let them go to Aspen, guys. Let them go to Aspen. You see people out here in Denver. You see it right in front of you. Let them go to Aspen, you know? But right now they're in Denver, overwhelming the school population. Because again, guys, Denver only has a population of 700,000 people. If you have 40,000 people that just came in, you got about 0.5%, 5% of the population has increased in 1 year. That definitely is going to affect the budget. It's not like New York. If New York has a budget, if New York has to set aside 100 or 50 million or 200 million to address migrant situation, if Denver has to do that, New York and Denver are two different places as far as tax revenue. If it's going to cost Denver $180 million to deal with this crisis, that's probably about 10 to 15% of their overall budget. Money's going to have to come from somewhere. Some after-school program is going to have to get shut down. Grandma probably can't play bingo at the center that she usually goes to. I'm telling you, man, resources are going to be cut, and things are going to take effect, and that's when people are going to start realizing that we really have a bad situation on our hands. You know, Denver doesn't have as many migrants as Chicago and New York, but as per capita, that's a lot of people that they're taking in. They may not have to go to setting up tents outside, but I could imagine if they were to, like New York, those tents can't sustain bad weather like snow and wind, which I could imagine Denver has. Come on, man. We got to wake up and see what's happening. Let's see what's going on in Denver's hospital system. Let's see what's going on. Let's run this video, guys. Stay with me. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I don't want to lose you. Let's run it.
Health telling us they treat everyone who comes to the ER, regardless of immigration status or ability to pay. But they're struggling to handle a spike in migrant patients.
It's been really, really hard to take care of them, both in terms of their inability to pay, but also just the sheer volume of patients that we weren't expecting.
Denver has a population of 700,000 people, and just the last year, nearly 40,000 migrants have arrived. The mayor declaring a state of emergency. More than 8,000 migrants have come to Denver Health for care, and most of that is coming out of the hospital's pocket. The hospital says they need more help from federal and state government to pay for over $10 million in unpaid migrant medical bills so far. Outside a shelter, we meet Mary Anise and her 3 sons. She's being treated here for Parkinson's. I'm very grateful. In my country, it was very difficult. We were not able to get medicine for my condition, she said. Emergency room pediatrician Dr. Christy Rodriguez says they want to give patients the care they need, but they need funding, with the hospital facing a breaking point. Is this an emergency here?
I think it's about to be. I think this isn't sustainable how it is right now.
So you see that, guys. It's overwhelming the hospital system. In 1 year, right, the hospital system has seen a bump in 40,000, you heard that, 40,000 visits has increased since migrants have come to Denver. 40,000 more visits. That means more babies, more illnesses, any pregnancies, anything like that comes in from the migrants are a direct result of the migrants. So healthcare is going up, the cost is going up, the hospital is not being paid, and it's affecting the healthcare system. It's going to affect the school system. Denver classrooms, again, Denver has a population of 700,000 people. That means their classrooms typically have students about 18 to 20 students per classroom, children. Now that number's moved up in some schools to 35. They've reached their limit. You tell me, man. You tell me. Let's take a look at another video. And let's run this video and tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think. Again, let me know what you guys think about the migrant situation. Are you seeing the effects of it? What do you think we can do? What do you think we should do at the border or in the States? You let me know your thoughts and get back to me. Again, Whaat TV.
Streets and these freezing temperatures. Denver 7's Christian Lopez spoke with migrant families today asking for help.
I'm from Colombia and she's from Venezuela.
¿Cuánto tiempo tienen en Denver?
We've been in Denver approximately a month.
I spoke to Freyman Escorcia and his wife Nadelis, who say their time at this Denver shelter is running out.
When your time is up, they kick you out. There's no help when you get out.
All while also counting down
She's 7 months pregnant.
to the birth of their child. They're worried about ending up on the streets, like dozens of other migrant families now living in this large encampment at Spear and Zuni.
A lot of people outside who have been kicked out, they have nowhere to go, so they're out here with these temperatures. It's concerning because there's kids and pregnant women like her.
Many families who are staying in these tents tell us that they were previously living in this hotel, but they were kicked out because their time ran out. They tell us the only reason they're getting by is because of generous community members like these who are constantly stopping by and delivering food and other donations.
Man. Things that make you go, what? Now, as Denver is seeing this crisis happening right in front of their eyes and dealing with a crisis that's costing the city of Denver $180 million this year in 2024. There are a lot of support for these migrants, non-for-profits. Even the city of Denver is taking it a step to go ahead and propose an idea of directly hiring some of the migrants. Something that the Democratic mayor knows and has indicated may hurt him if Donald Trump is elected president. He knows that if they take a risk on hiring some of these, if the state takes a risk on hiring migrants directly, oh man, Trump is going, oh my God. Trump is going to sizzle fry. Oh my God. Just take a look for yourself. Tell me what you guys think, man. Tell me what you got. What is Trump going to do with this guy if he starts hiring migrants directly employed by the city? Oh my God, Trump is going to have a field day.
Mayor's spokesperson said this comes with a significant level of risk since the legal theory has never been tested. Last week, Mayor Mike Johnson met with the members of the Biden administration in Washington. He's asking for changes to the 1980s law limiting who can work in the U.S. So it states migrants cannot apply for the federal work permits for 150 days after they file for asylum. The law also bans private companies from hiring workers without a federal work permit, but it does not explicitly ban state and local governments from hiring. That's what Denver right now is exploring. So in the meantime, intersection.
You hear that? It will take 150 days for asylum seekers. Once you get approved for asylum, it will take 150 days for you to get approved for working papers. So at minimum, most of these people who are seeking asylum probably won't be legally able to work legally until at least the summertime. Come on, man. Things that make you go, what? They're evicting these people after 60 days. So if you're evicting them after 60 days, they cannot find work after being approved by asylum for a minimum of 150 days. How you expect them to? How? Do I have to stutter? Come on, man. You guys tell me, man. What is going on? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section, man. Tell me what you guys think, man.
Sections across the city have filled up with migrants with nowhere else to work. Brian, who recently arrived to Denver from the southern border, stands at the corner of Federal and Alameda every day washing windows to make money for his family.
No tengo permiso. Eso es lo que no entiendo. ¿Para qué nos dejaron pasar si no tenemos permiso de trabajo? Entonces, solo que buscamos trabajo y nos piden el permiso. Esto es lo que tenemos que hacer diario para poder sobrevivir.
Mayor Mike Johnston's office says hiring migrant workers for city jobs is a last option that they're exploring at the moment. It also comes with legal risks. They say if former President Donald Trump wins the election in November, everything could change when it comes to immigration. If the city hires migrants and allows them to work, the federal government, especially under Trump, could criminally charge everyone from the city who is employing these migrants.
Sheesh. What? I want y'all to hear that again. We got to run that again. The mayor of Denver is out here saying that he's going to stick his neck out on the line because he knows that there's really no, just like the Chicago mayor, there's really no precedent for what's happening right now and how to address it. And he's going far to acknowledge that what he's doing may not be seen as such a good gesture by our former and maybe future president, Donald Trump. And if they go ahead and hire some of these migrants that are seeking work, he himself and his staff and their administration, the Democratic administration, might be under the fire. They might be brought to court. And you know who would like that? Trump himself, who has been going and dragged to court with multiple allegations by the Democrats. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a movie. I want y'all to hear this again. It's gonna be, listen y'all, if Trump is elected president, oh my God, it's gonna be a movie. Grab your popcorn, it's gonna be a movie. You have Democrats saying, listen, if we move forward with this plan, we might go to jail for this plan. It's gonna be a movie. I want y'all to hear it for yourself. It's gonna be a movie, y'all. Grab y'all popcorn, y'all.
Comes with legal risks. They say if former President Donald Trump wins the election in November, everything could change when it comes to immigration. If the city hires migrants and allows them to work, the federal government, especially under Trump, could criminally charge everyone from the city who is employing these migrants.
Sheesh. Y'all heard it for yourself, man. Y'all heard it for yourselves. Listen, we're gonna jump into this next video. And this next video is addressing the solutions. The solutions that come with such a large migration of people into Denver. Again, Denver only has a population of 700,000 people. So there's a company that has produced a product which is a small home that Denver's council can look into to fit into their budget instead of housing immigrants in shelters or building tents. We have a company that's found a solution, and let's take a look at these homes and tell me what you guys think. Should Denver or other cities, New York or any other cities, be exploring this option of buying or building these small homes? You tell me what you think. All right? Again, this is What TV. Tell me what you guys think.
This plan. So tonight we are getting a better sense of just how much these micro communities would cost. Denver 7's Brandon Richard has tonight's follow-up.
We are facing a national housing emergency. People experiencing homelessness need a shelter that is better than a sidewalk and faster than the permanent solutions that can take months or even years.
I ain't gonna lie, guys. A tent or this. I mean, if you're in a tent, this looks like a pretty nice setup. It looks like it has some, 2 bunks, could possibly put 4 if you have a family. Has windows, AC, vent, looks like electrical box for on and off. Probably could get a TV set up in there if it has outlets. Come on, man. This is looking, a tent or this, I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's run it.
To build.
A Washington state-based social purpose company known as Pallet could be weeks away from shipping hundreds of tiny homes like these to Denver. The mayor's office is asking the city council to approve a...
I don't know, man, Chad. You tell me, man. These joints don't look that bad, man. But sheesh, $7 million? I don't know how much of these you're going to get for $7 million. Let's take a look. How much you going to get for $7 million? $7 million? God damn.
A $7 million contract with Pallet for 200 tiny homes. Pallet says its tiny homes
200
are
is not bad.
prefabricated
200
and can be assembled in under an hour. They'd be located in 3 micro-communities with plans to expand from there.
We're looking to create 7 to 10 micro-communities, and so that's sort of the scale that we're looking at.
The thing is, with these 3 micro communities that they're talking about, right? $7 million for 200 homes. All right. These will probably be temporary homes so you could get these people off the streets. But where are they going to put these 3 tiny home communities? Like, is it going to be in a park like Randall's Island? Like, you don't want to see like 200 of these joints in your state park, right? You don't want to show up to your park and see like 200 of these things, right? I don't think you want to see this in your park. But let's take a look. Let's run it.
100 tiny homes. Pallet says its tiny homes are prefabricated and can be assembled in under an hour. They'd be located in 3 micro-communities with plans to expand from there.
We're looking to create 7 to 10 micro-communities, and so that's sort of the scale that we're looking at.
Cole Chandler, the mayor's senior advisor on homelessness, says they're also looking for organizations to operate the micro-communities and to provide wraparound services to help residents get back on their feet. Provide wraparound services to help operate the micro-organization looking for...
I don't know, man. You tell me. If you got some...
Senior advisor on homelessness.
If you got some Wi-Fi in here, maybe some electricity, an outlet to charge your phone, because all these migrants have phones. I don't even know what's going on. These migrants, they just came here and I can't explain it, man. I went down to the migrant shelter on Randall's Island. I have more footage. I've spoken to migrants. And they have cell phones. I'm confused, guys. You tell me. They just got here. How the hell who do you pay? Like, do you got AT&T? Do you have is there roaming? Like, do you carry over your service from? How do you pay your bill? I have no clue, man. I'm just lost for words. Migrants had cell phones. They had iPhone. I seen a migrant with an iPhone. I'm gonna leave that up to you, man. I don't know. Anyway, this looks like a pretty viable option. Oh yeah, they do have outlets because they would have to have lights, right? So it's probably electrical charge, so they could charge their phone. But this looks like a really great proposal and idea, man. Tell me what you guys think. Instead of having tents, would you go for this? They probably have a designated location, so it won't be like a sore eye to the city. I don't know. It looks like a good idea, but $7 million out the budget. Sheesh.
Says they're also looking for organizations to operate the micro communities and to provide wraparound services to help residents get back on their feet.
Basically, we're asking organizations to bid and let us know what it takes to serve these communities.
The mayor has pledged to put a micro-community in every council district, but Councilwoman Amanda Sawyer says there's not a lot of city-owned land in her district.
It's parkland. Under a zoning code, you cannot build a micro-community on it.
The mayor says a list of locations is still being finalized. He says his team is also in talks to build some of the micro-communities on privately owned land.
It's one of the reasons why we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes right now is we don't obviously want to publicly release information about private landowner sites unless we've talked to them, gotten their feedback, and seen their openness.
Wait, they can't put these homes on the city's land, so they're probably going to have to lease out a private property. I'm not too sure about that. Things must be different in Denver, man. And this is why we have to pay attention, because in New York and Chicago, they putting them goddamn tents right in Central Park. They lucky they didn't put them in Central Park. They moved them to Randall's Island. But in Chicago and New York, they're definitely using state and city land to house immigrants. So it's interesting that in Denver, they are opposed to that. And also, unlike New York and Chicago, the mayor of Denver is pretty, he's pretty open to having conversations with the Texas governor, and he wasn't bashing him and putting a lot of blame on him like the Chicago and New York mayor. So that's very, very interesting. Let's run the rest of this video so we can wrap this up, guys.
The mayor's homelessness advisor will provide more details on plans for the micro communities when he appears before the council Tuesday. In Denver, Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
Thanks, Brandon. And as Brandon said, the mayor's office denied our request for a list of locations showing where those micro-communities could be built, saying it was a work product and it's exempt from Colorado's open records law. But they say they will release a list soon.
Sheesh. I don't know, guys. You tell me. You have evictions going up in Denver and Chicago. And this is why we're making this video. You know, February 1st is right around the corner. Denver has evictions coming up. And unlike Chicago and New York, which give you 60 days to move, in Denver, they only give you 37 days to shelter in an immigrant shelter if you have a family. If you are just an individual, you only get 15 days, as opposed to New York and Chicago, where everybody gets 60 days. Again, Denver is probably colder than Chicago and New York, right? And you get less time to shelter and figure things out before you get evicted and have to either reapply or just figure things out on the street, man. Real sad situation going on. I definitely gonna continue to cover this crisis. You guys let me know your thoughts and any suggestions you may have regarding this crisis going on in our communities. Again, like, subscribe. Shout out to Denver. I'm gonna try to show you support in any way we can. We out.